all, we have to take many protection precaution against the COVID-19, as we have to daily wash our hands, right? We have to keep cleanliness surrounding us and clean your body itself. Plus, you can drink warm water in a day, again and again, to protect from the COVID-19. And we have to assume the vitamin C also. So, they are the best way to protect from the COVID-19. Now, today we are going to start our 8th lesson. Our lesson 3rd, humidity and clouds. Humidity and clouds. What is the meaning of humidity and clouds? See, always we are feeling hot, sometimes very cold, right? It is all these things is the humidity, because of the humidity happen. What is the humidity? But that in detail we are going to study in our this lecture. Okay, that means the it is consists water about the water vapor, moisture, dry cool, dry air, hot air, all these things we are going to study in this our lesson. That include the evaporation, humidity in the air, absolute humidity, relative humidity, humidity of the, that how we have to measure, all these things we are going to learn in this lesson. Now let's start our lesson number 3, humidity and clouds. Page number 16. Look at the picture shown in figure 3.1. Discuss the weather condition shown in this picture in the class and write description in the boxes below. It is very sunny today. See, in this picture you can see there is a different reasons pictures are given, right? So what is the condition of that air, what is the condition of that region, that showing here. See, in the first picture what is they saying, like it is today very sunny and there is no wind, right? Then let's go inside the house. Then that woman, what is she said? Yes, even I feel the same, can let's go fast. As there is a very sunny today, there is no wind, we are feeling very hot, so go inside. In the second, they are facing the many sweats. Okay, whenever we are feeling very hot and warm, that time our the sweats is coming out. This is shows in the second condition. Next is third picture. Children come fast, wear your sweaters and they play again. That means in these two pictures are different conditions, and in third picture there is a what she said, that children come here and wear the sweater as there is very cooling. Cooling is there. So to protect from the cooling, wear the sweaters. These three pictures what you show. There is a, they are showing the type of airs. What is the difference? Like the hot, somewhere it is the sweating is there, somewhere is the cooling is there, right? Why it is happen and what is the reason behind that? See, geographical explanation. Generally we keep talking about the weather condition. We can identify the weather condition through the conversation above. We experience dampness or dryness in the air throughout the year. The changes occurring in the weather condition in desert areas, coastal areas, mountain areas is evident from the figure. See, the changes is the different places for the coastal areas, mountain areas, desert areas, right? So, what is the condition and why it is? Rajasthan lies in region with dry and hot air. There is hardly any moisture in the air. People wear loose cotton clothes. In the Rajasthan, it is a desert region where is a dry and hot air. There is a very little amount of moisture was present. Moisture is present, and their peoples use the cotton clothes. Okay. Kashmir Valley lies in a region with cold and dry air. Moisture is minimal in the air. People cover themselves with warm clothes. See, now we all of you know in the Kashmir there is always coolness is there, right? So the Kashmir people which clothes are using? They using the warm clothes. And there is the air. How is their air is cold and dry. In the desert, in the Rajasthan, what is the air? dry and hot. In the Kashmir, cold and dry. See, there is a difference in the air also. Next is in Mumbai. The air is hot and humid. There the proportion of moisture is very high in the air. In addition, if the dark clouds cover the sky, the content of moisture in the air increases. See, in the Mumbai, how is the air? Air is the hot and humid. Okay. Now we are also living in Mumbai. From there on we come to know, or we know what is the air of the Mumbai is the hot and humid, and the moisture, the proportion of moisture is very high, and because of that only we are always sweats in the summer days, and most of the time we are sweating only, right? Except the winter and sometimes in only rainy season. In the above discussion, the words hot, moist, cool, etc. show the condition of the air. They relate to the content of the moisture in the air. Moisture in the air is invisible, but is the major components of air which is taken into consideration while discussing the weather of any place. For precipitations to occur in any place, presence of moisture in the air is very important. See, there is a word given hot, cool, and moist. But can we see this? This is the different types of air and climate. But there is a moisture is present, but we cannot see the moisture. Can we see the moisture? No. Just we are feeling that things. Air also be feeling hot air, cold air, right? But moisture is also very important topic in the to study. Evaporation. What is the evaporation? Now we are going to study about the evaporation. What is that? Evaporation is the process of converting water into steam or water vapor. Because of the sun's heat, the water on the earth gets converted into water vapor. The process of evaporation is dependent on dryness, temperature and the speed of wind. See, what is the meaning of water evaporation? That means when the water is transmitted into the water vapor, that is called the evaporation. And the process of evaporation is depend on the dryness, temperature and speed. Okay, this process is depend on the dryness, temperature and speed. If the air is a dry and hot, the rate of evaporation is increases. If the air is dry and hot, the evaporation is more. The process of evaporation continues even in dry and cold air. On the other hand, evaporation occurs very slow in moist air. Say if the air is dry and hot, there also evaporation increases. Even evaporation happen in the cold and dry air also. But the where evaporation is very slow at the place where is the moist air. If the moisture is more, then evaporation is very slow. If the velocity and temperature of air is high, then evaporation occurs rapidly. If the wind is blowing slowly, the air is cooler. The evaporation occurs slowly. See, if the wind is blowing slow, if the wind is slow, then evaporation is also occurs very slowly. Then humidity in the air. Now we are going to study about the humidity in the air. Well, how is the proportion of the humidity? What is the exactly humidity? How is the humidity in the air? The proportion of water vapor in the air is called its humidity. What is the meaning of humidity? The proportion of water vapor. See, we know the water vapor in our surrounding, in the area, there is a one amount of the water vapor also present, right? Not 1%, I am saying. There is a one amount of water vapor is also present, like the other gases, carbon dioxide, oxygen, like that. The dryness or dampness of the air depends on the proportion of water vapor. See the dryness, that means the air is dry or it is the damp. This process these things are depend on the proportion of water vapor. Then how much the water vapor is present? What is the proportion of water vapor is present in our air? On that depend the dryness and dampness is we can find, or it is depend. Air can hold moisture in specific quantity at specific temperature only. As air cools down, its moisture holding capacity reduces. See, if the air is hot, then moisture of holding the capacity is more, and the air is cool, then moisture holding capacity is also reduces. This implies that warmer air can hold more moisture than cold air. If the air is warm, then it holds the more amount of moisture which is present than the cool air. At a certain temperature, the moisture holding capacity of air becomes equal to the proportion of moisture present in it. This condition of air is called saturation of the air. See that moisture holding capacity is also depend. It is not like that if it is a warm water, it is continuously absorb that water vapor. No, it is also level is the depend. See, whenever we are going to start drink the water, that is also our capacity. How much water we will drink, how much we will food is eat, right? All the things have the capacity, and same thing is happen with that also, that the at a certain temperature only there is some levels up to hold the moisture of the air, and this is called the saturation of the air. What is the saturation? That is the at the certain temperature the moisture holding capacity of air becomes equal to the proportion of the moisture present in it. This condition of the air is called saturation of the air. Now try this. What we have to do? See, take colander tray which is deeper in the center. Take a piece of sponge. On a flat part of the tray, make holes with the help of nails. Keep the sponge on the center of the tray or colander. Make sure there is no water in sponge. Pour water on sponge with a big spoon. The students in the group should note how. So you can see in the figure 3.2, right? There is a table tray is taken. You have to take other tray like this. You have to keep the you have to put the holes on that table and keep one sponge on the center of this tray. Okay. And what we have to do? We have to take one big spoon and pour the water on the sponge. Keep pouring water with the spoon till the sponge becomes wet with water. Note what happens if you keep pouring water even after that. Now answer the following question. See, if there is a level or capacity of the sponge is fulfilled now to absorb the water, and even also you are pouring the water, then what will happen? See that. What happened to the water which was poured initially? Whenever you are initially pour the water, it will absorb that water. When you were pouring water on the sponge, what did you expect? What happened when you poured more water on the sponge? See, up to the capacity of the sponge, it will absorb the water. Okay, it is soak that water. But when the capacity of the sponge is over, then also if you are pouring the water, then this that more water is now spread, or you can see around your that sponge. That means this water is directly come on, which is excess water is directly come out by the sponge. So in the next tray you can see that water is there. See in the picture 3.5, you can see there is a water now, it is coming out because the capacity of sponge is now over. Geographical explanation, why this happen and how it is. That explanation we are going to study. Let's suppose that air is like the piece of sponge. How many spoons of water does the sponge absorb? After the sponge is full of water, drops of water start trickling out. One can tell the number of spoons of water required to make the water trickle down the sponge by observation. This implies that water holding capacity of sponge is fulfilled. This makes it saturated. Similarly, when the proportion of moisture in the air exceeds its a vapor holding capacity, precipitations in the form of rain or snow occurs on the earth. See, same. What is the given? As the sponge has also the capacity, and whenever it is saturation is done, then what is the excess water? It is the trickling out by the sponge. Same things is happen with our air also. The air absorbs the moisture, water vapor, but when this capacity is fulfilled, it is saturation done, then it is come out in the form of rain and snow. The moisture holding capacity of the air depend on its temperature. Higher the temperature, higher its holding capacity. We have learned earlier that as we go higher in the sky, the air becomes cooler. So as per this rule, as we go higher, the vapor holding capacity of air will decrease. The following table will make it clear. Moisture holding capacity is depend on the temperature. If the temperature is more, the capacity is also more. But as we know that how when we go the up to the by the earth, then what will happen as we go the higher place? The air is becoming the cool, so that the holding the capacity of moisture is also reducing. See, there is a one table is given. From that we can be study. Generally, always remember, generally humidity of the air is measured in grams per cubic meter. How the humidity is measured? Humidity of the air is measured in grams per cubic meter. Okay, that is the unit. When the humidity in the air is 0 gram per cubic meter, the air is said to be dry. If the humidity is 0, then air you can say dry. If the humidity in the air at 30 degrees Celsius temperature is 37. See, if the 0, then you can say it is the dry air, and if the humidity is the 37 grams per cubic meter, then air is said to be saturated. That means the capacity now over. That is which measurement 37 gram per cubic meter. Okay, which 37 gram per cubic meter. Okay, this is the saturation. Then see in the table there is a vapor holding capacity of 1 cubic meter of air in various temperature is given here. Calculate the difference in capacities by observing the table. See, there is the tables are given the temperature of the air 0 Celsius, then second vapor holding capacity and difference in the capacity. Now from this you can find the differences. That at the 5 degrees Celsius, what is the vapor holding capacity? Is 3.26, and at the 40 Celsius, that is the 51.12. From this, you can come to know what is the capacity at which Celsius and what is the difference on the capacity. So, you can then find out. At 15 degrees Celsius, the capacity of 1 cubic meter in air is to hold 12.8 gram of moisture. If this amount of vapor is present in the air is said to be saturated. This humidity in the air is expressed in different ways. See, at the 15 degrees Celsius, what is the capacity? That is the 1 cubic meter, and is to hold. How many moisture it will hold? 12.8. At the 15 degree Celsius, there is a 1 cubic meter, and its moisture is 12.8 gram. Okay. If the amount of vapor is present in the air is said to be saturated. Water vapor is present, then it is to be saturated. Absolute humidity. Now next our topic is about the absolute humidity. What is that? Now we learn about the humidity, but next is the absolute humidity. The amount of water vapor in 1 cubic meter of air is absolute humidity. If the amount of water vapor in the air is the 1 cubic meter, then it is called the absolute humidity. That only have to first remain. Try to keep in mind, that is the amount of water vapor is the in 1 cubic meter of air, that is called the absolute humidity. For example, the absolute humidity of the air near coastal area is higher than air in the interior. Absolute humidity is higher in equilateral areas while it reduces as we move towards the pole. See, at the coastal areas also absolute humidity is more, and as we in the equilateral it is more, but as we move towards the poles, in the at the direction of the poles, that absolute humidity is reduces. The distribution of land and water on earth and the season also affect absolute humidity. What is the effect? Or that is the distribution of land and water on the earth and the season also, that is the rainy season, summer season and winter season. This also affect on the absolute humidity. Next is the relative humidity. What is the next? Relative humidity. The amount of water vapor present in the air can be expressed as a percentage of the amount needed for saturation at the same temperature and the same value. See, what is the relative humidity? That is the amount of vapor is present in the air can be expressed by as a percentage of the amount needed for saturation at the same temperature and in the same value. So it is expressed in percentage. The relative humidity is expressed in percentage. See, there is a given relative humidity, that is the R dot H, and in the percentage. Always we are relative humidity is in the percentage form. You can see there is a formula is given for the relative humidity is equal to absolute humidity upon vapor holding capacity. The what is the absolute humidity upon, it is divided by the vapor holding capacity into 100 by 100 because it is showing the percentage. What will be the relative humidity of the air whose absolute humidity is 20 gram per meter cube and vapor holding capacity is 13 gram per cube? From this formula, what is the formula is given? From this you can easily find out what is the relative humidity if the absolute humidity is 20 and water vapor capacity is 13. Just try it and give the answer to yourself only. Next, think about it. What will happen if the temperature of saturated air at 20 degrees Celsius drops down to 10 degrees Celsius abruptly? See, what will happen? There is a saturated air at 20 degrees Celsius and it drops down to the 10 degrees. What will happen? Just think about that. And these questions are given. Just try to find out yourself as your knowledge is also increased. The amount of water vapor changes according to difference in temperature. Similarly, relative humidity also changes. See, as the water vapor, amount of water vapor it changes. Like, how the water vapor absorbing is changes is depend on the temperature. How water vapor is changes. Similarly, the relative humidity is also changes. Generally, relative humidity is more in the morning and nights. In the afternoon, as the temperature increases, relative humidity decreases. When the relative humidity is more, it is in the morning and night. And in the afternoon time, as the temperature increases, then relative humidity decreases. Near coastal areas, the relative humidity is more and so the air is moist. In desert areas, relative humidity is less. In the coastal areas, see, where the seas are there, in the coastal areas, the humidity is more and so air is moist. So that near the coastal areas there is a humidity. Near to the coastal areas, always air is in the moist, is always moist. So, in desert areas, relative humidity is less, so that there is air is dry and hot. Try this. About this we will see in our next class about the conditions densifications and sublimation. There is one activity is given. See, many times we are seeing that if your mother doing anything cooking and if she kept the lid on that, and after that some time when you take out that lid, then what will happen? You can see there is a water droplets, right? Then why this happen? And like there is an example is given, if there is a pressure cooker and when it is vessel and if you keep something plate and on that, then because of this steams also, that steam when it is cooling down, the water droplets uh, you can see there. Then why this happen? What is the reason behind that? All these things we are going to discuss in our next class. I hope till here you understood and read it again to more understood and just try to solve all these answers.